Welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel. It's been a while since we produced a video or did any discussions on tabletops or just discussing mere items rather than going over the news as we so often seem to do. We'll cover some of the news today, but to be quite honest with you, I've been somewhat detached from the mainstream media, from the internet, from basically any news feeds or information whatsoever, including AM radio. So it's been nice. It's been a good reprieve, good vacation for the mind, for the body, for everything. I'd encourage all of you to do so, something similar to that. Go on vacation, get into the wilderness, get into the wild, go into the great outdoors, just detach and get away from all of these discussions that we also tend to enjoy here, and which we feature here on the channel. But, one of the things I like to do when I go out is to actually be productive and not only enjoy the great outdoors, but do activities out and about within the outdoors, whether it's hunting or fishing, hiking, climbing a peak, or one of my favorite endeavors is to go out there and get some gold itself. So we're going to try to see if I can show you some of the gold we've gotten recently. Let's see if I can get a little focus here. There we go. There you go. You can kind of see some of the gold in there. That's it. That's gold in its raw form. Never ever before seen by humans. Because obviously if someone had found that gold, they would have kept it. Just something I always think about whenever I find gold. The fact that I've unlocked it from its hidden place, wherever it might have been in the world. And it takes a lot of effort. That's not a lot of gold in there. There's probably less gold in this vial that you see here than would be even in... Actually, never even tried to look at it. But there's definitely less gold in that vial than even 1/10 of an ounce. So we'll kind of put them next to each other for perspective. Less gold in that vial than 1/10 of an ounce. And you would be surprised at how much effort, how much energy goes into just getting that tiny bit of gold right there. The amount of human labor, the amount of material, gravel, rock, dirt, overburden that has to be processed, washed, run through a sluice box, panned out, collected into a vial, and then separated. It's a pretty arduous task to extract gold from its natural sources. Now, why am I telling you all that? Why am I discussing it? Why is there a wad of cash out there? Because this, in today's day and age, this is labor. This represents human effort, human labor. This is money that I have been paid to work and to do what it is I'm paid to do over time. And, I've sold some things recently to do some other things. It's a long story, but this is some cash that I've got that I've worked for. This is all money that's mine. It's my cash. It's my labor. It's representative of doing work, exerting calories, doing things that I would rather probably not be doing, and I'd rather be out having recreational times, like, for example, getting gold. Now, it used to be, back in the day, as we've talked about in the past, and many of you are well aware of, that this cash was a representation of gold, right? You could take a $100 note like this, and you could go and get yourself 5 $20 gold pieces. Well, that's not the case anymore. Not the case anymore. Now, without jumping into the whole inflation thing and talking about and rehashing some of the same old subjects we've done and talked about in the past here, such as the Federal Reserve, its founding, and just the entire corruption that is our monetary system today. Let's talk about where it's going. Some of the prices. I came back out of the mountains, and what did I see? Well, I saw gold is at like $13.64 an ounce. So let's take an ounce of gold here. Here's an ounce of gold, right? So it takes now, in order to get one of those, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 1300, 60. We'll call it, plus you got to pay spot, so there's 1370. Throw another 20 on there, or 40 for spot. 70. Yeah, so it's like 1410 or whatever it is. Anyways, that is about what you would have to spend in order to get an ounce of gold. Now, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I can tell you one thing. We've seen a trend here, and we've seen the amount of effort and labor, the purchasing power of gold historically, all those things taken into consideration. My personal experience with what it takes to get gold out of the ground, the human desire to have gold, the demand for gold internationally. Now, I'm not talking about millennials and people that are walking around in a state of complete zombie activity where they're just playing Pokemon Go and wandering around on sidewalks, bumping into lamp poles and stop signs. I'm talking about real people that have, real thoughts and focus and look around and are actually mindful of the world about them, what's going on internationally, globally, with economics and war and so on, trade deals. All that taken into consideration. I know we're kind of rambling here. That's what we do on this channel. I think you're going to start seeing this happen. It's going to take that much more to buy gold. And then it's going to take that much more to buy gold. And then it's going to take that much more. And that much more. Maybe some days it'll go up by 200. Maybe another 100. Pretty soon, no amount of this paper that you see before you here, no amount of it will be able to purchase an ounce of gold. No one will relinquish an ounce of gold for any amount of paper, because the value of the paper that you see before you here, this silk impregnated, ground up tree pulp material, will be worth almost nothing. It will be continually destroyed by the activities of the government that supposedly backs it. You're going to see this. This is forever, okay? This is, that's the whole purpose of this channel, is we've always promoted and showed you the eternity that is gold, the eternal purchasing power that is gold. If I bury this coin outside and someone digs it up in 3,000 years, I doubt that we will all, and if this planet can survive that, it will hold with it a purchasing power that is probably similar to today. I don't know what the goods and services will be 3,000 years from now, but that ounce of gold will almost guaranteed purchase and have value very similarly to today. And it'll be a significant amount, I'd imagine, even then. I believe that gold is suppressed, as we've talked about here on the channel in the past, some of its valuations. I believe it holds a much truer value than we are able to gather just in what's going on. I think there's so many schemes at work. We see them little bits and pieces uncovered every once in a while. But why did I put all this out here today? Why are we making this video and discussing this today? Just a reminder, a summary that is the Junius Maltby channel. The labor that it takes to get gold. I was firmly reminded of what it takes to get gold out of the ground, to unlock it. And then, this is just rough still, to get it to this state, to get purified and assayed, because that's only 22 karat approximately, 92% probably in its form. Gold does stay rather pure and bond to itself in nature. But to get it to the point where it's a glimmering, beautiful coin is a whole nother task. And that's one of the things, you guys, just to clarify that, when you're paying for spot, if I were to take this in and get it a couple full vials and melt them down into a block and get it assayed, it might be worth just spot then. But in order to get it to this point, because I get that question a lot, why can't I just get a gold coin for spot? Well, there's a whole lot that takes place between this and this, let me tell you, a whole lot. And you need to understand that when you're looking at gold and when you're talking about gold especially. Now, I don't know how many of you are sitting around with some cash in the banks. You can go to an ATM machine, pull it out, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, but I think the markets are getting ready to do something scary. Politically, looking at what's happening here in America, it's frightening. Uh, our choices for candidates to be president of the United States is frightening. Seeing what's happening around the world, with China's, and I'm not going to take any sides here. I'm just going to state some things. Look, Russia lost a helicopter in Syria. Those tensions always building in the Middle East and having difficult times there. You've got the whole thing with China in the South China Sea, aggression there, aggressive activities, the butting of heads. There was a missile launched. I guess it landed in Japanese waters, and that was launched by Korea. The U.S. meddling here and there. Russia. It goes on and on. Point being, regardless of what you see in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods, globally and economically, gold is a very wise place to be. And looking at what's happened this year, going up 29%, I think we are on the verge of a very significant event and a very significant bull market in precious metals. I think the faith that people have in this is waning. I think we've seen the zenith in faith that's put into paper currency. It's dying, it will continue to die, and one day it will be dead. Thanks for being part of the Junie Smallpe channel. Hope you enjoyed this rambling discussion, this reminder, this talk. And if you get a chance, get out there. Get out there and get yourself some of this stuff. Do it yourself. Try it out. Trust me. There is almost nothing more satisfying than unlocking gold in its raw form from the wilderness. Thanks for being part of the Junie Smallpe channel. Have a good day.